Hello, YouTube fam. This is Naviela back again. And I am here today because I am going to be making Sorrel or Hibiscus Drink so that when we break our fast for iftar, we can have this drink with our food. And this is a traditional drink that I'm making. Um, Someone from the Gambia, if you could chime in and let me know the Gambian name for this. It's hibiscus flowers. I forgot the name of it. In the Gambia. And this here is mint leaf that I'm also going to add to it. It's about 2 tablespoons of spearmint leaf. And these are all the dry ingredients that I'm using, which is the hibiscus flowers, 100% organic there. Here I'll be adding some sugar in the raw, which is the pure cane sugar. If you're going to consume sugar at all, you always want to make sure that you consume the raw sugar. And so this particular sugar still has the molasses in it, so the molasses is not stripped away. So it still has all of the vitamins and minerals in it. So if you're going to eat sugar, make sure it's this one. Though I don't recommend eating too much sugar. So always in moderation. All right, so the other thing that I'm putting in my hibiscus drink is spearmint leaf. And so that's the spearmint leaf right there. And I got this from the bulk herb store. I just got this giant bag of sugar from Sam's Club. And I got my hibiscus leaves from the African store, the African grocery store. It is a large bag, so if you want to make a large amount of this drink, then I suggest you get the large bag from the African store. The water that I'm going to be using today is spring water. That's basically the only type of water that we use in my household to drink and cook with is spring water. Very seldom will I filter out some water and boil it and use that for cooking. Most of the time I do the spring water. Alright, so we're going to go on and put our ingredients in our pot, and we are going to boil it for 1 hour. I'm making this the traditional way, and so that calls for boiling it for 1 hour. If you want to make it the conventional way, then you can just bring your water to a boil, add all the ingredients, and let it steep for a few hours. But I'm doing it the traditional way, so I have to boil it for an hour. Alright, so I'm going to take this and just pour all of that in. Okay. And I will stir it in. And the water is already starting to come to a boil. Let you get a good look at it. All right. So that's nice and stirred in. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add the mint leaf. 2 tablespoons. You may not need to add as much mint leaf, but I really like the mint flavor. So that's why I'm adding in 2 tablespoons of it. But you don't have to add that much. Okay. And now I'm just going to top it off with a little bit more of this water. Please excuse my little ones in the background. I do have a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old. So I'm going to top it off with a little bit more water because I want to make a lot of this because I know that between my husband and I and the kids, we will drink it up. So I'm going to top it off with a little bit more water. And that's why I made sure that I used a lot of hibiscus flowers because I knew I was going to make a lot. Alright, if you're not going to make this much, a whole pot full, then you can use less hibiscus flowers. Now, I don't really measure things, you guys. I am an African American and we don't tend to measure things. We just eyeball it. So I use this whole bowl full of hibiscus flowers. So that's the size of the bowl. I used about 2 of these spoons, which I call a tablespoon, of mint leaf, which I put in here. And I'm probably going to pour about a cup of this sugar into the gallon once it's done boiling and cooled off a little bit. Once I strain it and cool it off, I'll add a cup of the sugar. I'll make sure that it's still slightly warm when I add the sugar because I don't want the sugar to like settle at the bottom. So once it's cooled off a little bit after I've cooked it for an hour, I will go ahead and add 1 cup of sugar. So I'm just going to cover this and I'm going to let it sit there and simmer for about an hour. And then I'll turn it off, let it cool down a little bit and strain it out. Add my sugar to it, mix everything together, and it's ready to go. So I'll probably come back on and show you how I do that part of the process. Alright, assalamu alaikum. I'll talk to you all later.